So then I guess we just need to make sure that we add a little bit. Then I'm just talking. Break these comments. Hey, we're here. Let us know if you're We are live on Facebook and StreamSpot. So you are ready to go whenever you'd like to. I'm going to mute us and it is all you.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. So I'm going to go through the Haggadah and I'm going to sing for you some of your favorite melodies that I'm sure you're all familiar with. And I will also try and explain to you who composed them, when they were composed, and if we know who actually composed them, because many of the songs that you recognize, we just say are traditional because we don't know who composed them. Some of the prayers that we chant during the Haggadah are very, very ancient, and I'll talk about them as we go through them. Also, this is live, and if you have any questions, or if you have any comments, I'd love to hear from you, as long as they're complimentary, that is. Okay, so let's begin. I have my Haggadah here, and the first thing that we do when we start the Seder is we sing about the Seder, which is the order. And this is Kadesh Urachatz, and it speaks about all the different parts of the Haggadah, which will be coming up. So there's a very famous melody, I'm sure that most of you know, for the Kadesh Urachatz. And it's a Babylonian melody. It's very ancient. It's almost 2,000 years old. And it goes something like this. Kadesh Urachatz, Karpatz Yachatz, Magid Rachza, Motzi Matzah, Maror Korech, Shulchan Orech, Zafun Barech, Hallel Nirtzah. So about 20 years ago, I decided that I would try and write some different melodies, some new ones, for all the well-known Haggadah prayers. And this is my version for Kadesh Urachatz. Kadesh Urachatz, Karpatz Yachatz, Magid Rachza, Motzi Matzah, la 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 Zafun Barech, Hallel Nirtzah, La So according to the Haggadah, the next song that is popular, that most people sing, is Halach Ma'anya. This is the bread of affliction. And this particular melody, I'm sure that you all recognize, was composed by a Russian immigrant to Israel in the 1930s called Yedidia Admon, who became a very famous Israeli composer. And this particular version of Halach Ma'anya, he based on Yemenite melodies. So this is how it actually goes. Halach Ma'anya, Ti achalu avatana, be'ara demitzrayim. So here's the Finkelstein version, which I wrote 20 years ago. Be'arad Mitzrayim, Halach Ma'anya, Tiachalu Avatana, Be'arad Mitzrayim. So, guess what comes next? The famous 4 questions, Manish Tana. Now, this melody for Manish Tana was written by another Russian immigrant to Israel in the 1930s, and his name was Ephraim Abilea. And this has become the most popular melody of all, I think, and especially the one that children know. So here it goes. Nishtana halayla hazeh mikol haleilot shebechol haleilot anu ochlim chametz umatzah halayla hazeh kulo matzah halayla hazeh kulo matzah. So here's a Finkelstein version, which I wrote specifically, of course, for kids because they're the ones who sing it. And this is a little bit of boogie woogie. Why is this night different from all other nights? Anu ochlim chametz umatzah, halayla hazeh kulo matzah. A little bit different, huh? Okay, the next song that comes up is Avadim Hayinu. And once again, this was composed in what we call Palestine in the 1930s by another emigre, a Polish emigre called Shalom Postolski. And it's again become very, very popular. It goes like this. Avadim hayinu hayinu, ata b'nechorim I'm sure a lot of you recognize that one. So let's move on and see what the next melody would be. That was Avadim Hayinu. And the next one is Dayenu. Oh, yes, Dayenu. Now, this one we absolutely do not know who composed, but it's caught on like wildfire. Everyone knows Dayenu. So here we go. Ilu ilu hotzianu hotzianu mi Mitzrayim hotzianu mi Mitzrayim Dayenu Day Dayenu Day Dayenu Day Dayenu 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 Day Dayenu Day Dayenu Dayenu Dayenu. Believe it or not, I actually wrote my own Dayenu, again, 20 years ago. And it goes something like this. Otsianu mi Mitzrayim, lo asavahem shvatim, lo asavahem shvatim, dai 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 yenu, dai 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 dai. Okay, now let's move on to B'tzeit Yisrael. Now this is a prayer that comes from the Hallel, which we chant on all three festivals in the morning after the Shacharit service. And this was, believe it or not, one of the songs that was in the Hasidic Song Festival in Israel in the 1970s. I tried to find out who composed it, but I didn't manage to do so. But again, it's become very popular, and people who show up that early in the morning for services all know it, and they sing along. So it goes like this. B'tzeit Yisrael mi Mitzrayim et Yaakov me'am lo'ez hayta Yehuda lekodesho Yisrael mamshalotav hayam rav hayanos hayanos hayarden yisov le'achor B'tzeit Yisrael Mitzrayim et Yaakov me'am lo'ez. Now this next section has become very popular because it's I sing and then you repeat after me. And it goes like this. Malachayam Kitanus Hayarden Tisov le'achor Heharim Tirkedu cheyelim Gevahot Kibnei tzon, and so forth. So after we've had our meal and we have sung the Birkat Hamazon, we come to the songs at the end, which were originally placed there by the rabbis in order to try and keep the kids awake. So we had all of these songs like Chad Gadya and Echad Miyodea. And probably the most well-known one is called Adir Hu. This is the oldest known melody that was actually written down in the 1600s. And how do we know this? Because we found a Haggadah from Germany, from Königsberg, that's the name of the town. And in that Haggadah was this melody, which was actually notated. And it's not only become famous for this particular song, Adiyahu, but we use this particular melody all through the festival of Passover for different prayers. So it goes like this. Adiyahu, Adiyahu, Yivne beito bekaro, bimheira, bimheira, yamehu bekaro, el bnei, bnei beitza bekaro. Now, we end usually the Haggadah with Eliyahu Hanavi. No idea who composed that, but once again, it's become amazingly popular, and I'll be happy to sing it for you. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hakiladi, Bimhera ve'yamehu, Yavo Eloheinu, Mashiach ben David, Mashiach ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hakiladi. So now I'm going to ask my wonderful assistants, Jennifer and Ashley, to let me know if any of you have made any comments, good or bad, and is there something that I can answer if there's any questions. Ladies?
No comments at the moment, just lots of likes and people enjoy hearing you sing.
Wonderful. Okay, well, wishing you all to stay safe. Make sure you're 6 feet apart from anyone else. All the best. Bye-bye.